What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Noob. Today, I'm coming at you with actually two stories that recently interest me. One's a sad story, and one's a little bit of a rant story. So, let's get into the sad story because I think that one's the more important one. Last week, as of the recording of this film, on June 29th, Steve Ditko passed away. You may not actually recognize the name, but Steve Ditko is actually connected to both the Marvel and the DC universe. He has created and co-created characters that a lot of us have actually dealt with, and I found it kind of a bummer that he died. Now, granted, he did live up to 90, so he has had a long life. But I didn't get the news until about a week later. I didn't see it anywhere on any feeds or anything, and I kind of find that a bummer because a lot of the characters that he's done are either big in the movies or big in the comics. So let's just go down the list of the characters he did, and I'll tell you why I liked them and what he actually contributed to him, and we'll go from there. Now, Steve Ditko started his professional career back in 1953. He actually studied underneath the Batman artist Jerry Robinson while he was in school. His notable works that people may know him for include Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, The Question, Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, Creeper, Hawk and Dove, and Mr. A. Now, when it comes to Spider-Man, Ditko actually helped with the designing of Spider-Man. Stan Lee's first choice was to go to Jack Kirby, who everyone in the comic industry knows of. But Jack Kirby's SketchUp of the first Spider-Man, Stan Lee hated, so he went to Ditko. And Ditko's first thing he had to do was he worked up the costume. You know, he made sure that for the clinging powers, Spider-Man wasn't wearing hard boots or gloves. Instead of having a gun that shot webs, he had hidden wrist shooters. And apparently, he also had the idea of covering up Spider-Man's face, which he wasn't sure if Lee liked, but as we could see, apparently he did. Now, Doctor Strange is a character who I never really paid attention to before, but I've grown to love him. Not just because Benedict Cumberbatch is playing him, but I also remember him in the cartoons. Now, the Question is someone who I unfortunately don't think gets enough credit in the comic books industry. The Question is basically almost like a superhero Private Eye. He's got the trench coat, he's got the fedora, but the cool thing about him is he does not have a face. He wears a special mask that hides his face. Now, the Blue Beetle has actually been building a lot of momentum recently, in my opinion, especially once it was relaunched, which I've enjoyed so far. I've seen him in cartoons like The Brave and the Bold. He's been in video games, and he's a growing character, and I actually quite like him. For the couple of characters that I did not know about, but I actually had to look up, there was Creeper. Now, the Creeper seems to be a bad guy in the DC universe and seems to mostly affiliate with the whole Batman and Justice League series. Now, just taking a look at him, he almost kind of seems like what happens when you throw the Joker in with the Green Goblin from Marvel. I don't know if that's where he got it from, but it's unique. Apparently, he's also been seen in the new Batman adventures, Batman Brave and the Bold, and the Batman Arkham video game series. Now, Captain Atom is actually someone I have seen before. I've actually seen him in DC Comics and I believe a few DC cartoons. Captain Atom first appeared in Space Adventures number 33 back in 1960, which I did not know. Now, apparently his powers have to do with the quantum field, which, thanks to Ant-Man and the Wasp that recently came out, I have a feeling that we might be seeing him because quantum is the newest word. But he has had a lot of variations. He's even been in the New 52 for that short-lived version. He basically reminds me of Space Superman. Not really someone I really cared about because I thought he was too OP. So as you see, he actually worked on quite a few characters. I've actually liked most of them, and some of these I've never heard of, and I'm actually going to be looking up. But now that we're off the sad news, let's go to my little bit of a rant. Now, with the whole Me Too movement, there have been a lot more people coming out, and not just in Hollywood and news and other things. And recently, a lot of the bigger place that I'm starting to see it more is in the cosplay community. There's an article that caught my attention because the lady that is being called out and who has gotten in trouble decided to use an excuse that is personal to me. So this is hitting me on two fronts. So let me tell you the story. A cosplayer known as Momokun has had sexual harassment complaints brought up against her. And apparently it's been going on for a while. She will touch and grab random people without asking. And thanks to the whole Me Too movement, people are coming out and started talking about it. And she has been losing sponsorships and deals that she had. I normally don't pay attention to this, but it was the excuse that she used that really kind of irked me. She decided to use the excuse of ADHD as the reason why she does this stuff, and that she basically shouldn't be blamed for it. Now, I'm sorry. I said this bothers me on two fronts because, one, I love to cosplay. If you personally know me, you know I've got at least 3 or 4 costumes, and I'm working on more. But I also grew up with ADHD. I still suffer from ADHD. I don't take the medicine no more, but I've learned to deal with it. In no point in my whole life has my ADHD made me reach out and grab someone's butt or boobs or genitals. That has never crossed my mind. With ADHD, most of the time, you get the reaction of squirrel. That's what you get from me. That's what you get from most people that I know of. They just blah, blah, blah. I've never known anyone compelled from ADHD to grab people. Yes, it can make you hyper, and unfortunately, ADHD has been a term that's been used way too much just because doctors drug up kids because parents don't know how to parent. It irks me because I know what's going to happen next. I guarantee you there's going to be a mom's group out there who's going to start complaining that, first of all, there's going to be the mom's group that complains that the child disorder of ADHD is affecting people to do sexual assault things. Away with you. And now the thing that bothers me the most now is going to be the cosplay half of this. There are already too many groups who go to conventions who will protest and complain and, cosplaying is the sin or it's, sexual harassment and blah, 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 blah. Well, this article is going to get those groups cannon fodder to use against us. There are going to be more groups that have come out going that scantily clad women and scantily clad men are making our young children do lewd things. No, they're not. I have been to plenty of conventions. Hell, next month, I'm actually going to one of the biggest conventions that is known for parties and alcohol and stuff like that, Dragon Con. But this stuff never... No, I'm not... Okay, let me rephrase it. It's not that it never happens. It's just we in the cosplay community know better. We have things out there that says, don't do lewd things. Don't take pictures without, asking. We have a set of rules, even if they're unwritten. So having a well-known cosplayer who I looked into because I recognized her, but I didn't know much about her. I don't know why she's popular. I went on her webpage and I could see why. Because she's one of these cosplayers who uses her bodies to take photos. Not saying sexual photos, I'm just saying, in bikinis or suggestive positions. But that's not your average cosplayer. Your average cosplayer is someone who's going to dress up, have fun, hang out with their friends. Hell, I've got a death plague mask and a doctor's outfit. If you find that sexy, come see me at the cons. I doubt it, but hey. But yes, there are some who these groups like to always point out where it's like, look at this cosplay, she's wearing a string. It's like, okay, yes, it happens. But for someone... I think what irks me the most is somebody decide to use, oh, I have ADHD. I should be given a pass because I didn't know better. No, sweetheart. You should have known better. I have ADHD. I know other people with ADHD. We know better. We don't touch without permission. Anyways, that's today's little video. Like I said, a little bit of sad news, a little bit of rant news. Come on back next time. I'm going to do something that's kind of fun. The next upcoming week, you're going to have 2 videos. You're going to have the first anime harem that I ever got into. And no, it's not lewd. It's sci-fi, so get over it. And then I'm actually going to do my first Lego build. And now I'm not sponsored like I've always told you, but with the Lego build, I'm actually going to inform you all about a group that deals with Legos. That's like Loot Box. It's something I did last year. I liked it, and I think more people should know about it. So why don't you come back next time, and we'll see what I do. Y'all hang in there.